What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, we are starting a new donation request album. This is Suzanne Vega's debut album. Very cool. Wow. And this is for Rob. So if you're new here, please subscribe, check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos, check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel all kinds of ways, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation requests just like this one. So if there's something you want me to watch, listen to, talk about, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. In the notes section, leave a link, leave a description. Let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. You can also email me at jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. Thank you guys. All right. So Suzanne Vega's debut album from what, 1985, right? Let me pull this up. 1985. Yes. I've done two of these now, right? Small Blue Thing and Undertow. I don't remember if I've went through this information yet. 85 album was Celestial Sound in New York City. Folk style and stripped back arrangements deviated from the prevailing trends of the time and helped to usher in a new era of singer-songwriters. Critical success helped Vega's rise to popularity. Album surpassed sales expectations by selling over 200,000 copies in the US, certified platinum. Marlene on the Wall, Small Blue Thing, Night Moves were released as singles. 100 best albums of the 80s, Rolling Stone. Okay. Exceeded both A&M and Vega's expectations by selling over 200,000 copies in the US. Peak at number 91 at Billboard 200. More successful in the UK. Marlene on the Wall was released as album single, becoming her highest charting song in the UK and one of her biggest hits. Spin wrote, Vega can get a bit pretentious, but what singer-songwriter worth a damn doesn't? It's the price you pay for taking risks. Suzanne Vega is a flattering and very substantial introduction. Okay, pretentious. Okay, I have a little bit of a relationship with this word. I feel like some of my viewers would say. So I'm interested to hear this and what people mean. Oftentimes, it may not be so much pretentious. It's just, the other side calling the one side being pretentious, just being sensitive. That's kind of sometimes how I feel it. That's not to say that one can't be pretentious, but not unlike what this is saying, at times you have to be pretentious. It's no different than, at times certain people, you need them to be, say, cocky. Or like maybe that's a slightly too far, but just like very confident, like you want your performers to be very confident. You don't want them to, the audience cannot feel like, uh-oh, this person doesn't know what they're doing, or anything that's weird. Anything that lacks confidence on a stage is not a good thing unless it's done intentionally, or it's like theater or something, like things like that. But in general, you don't want that. You want confidence because that's going to just help. That's going to help you as a performer, but it's also going to help the performance as a whole, right? It's part of the selling of the performance. It's all of it. So like you need these things, right? Obviously, the hard part is always balance. That's the hard part. And everybody has that problem in all of life, right? Balance is super hard, right? It just is. So anyways, Cracking is what we're starting out with. What do we got? We got 10 tracks on this album. And they're all pretty short. We got The Queen and the Soldier at the longest. Okay, well, I think let's get into it. All right, here it is. Suzanne Vega's debut album, Cracking. Let's do it. Bam. Right off the bat, solo acoustic. Oh. Fretless. Some keys.
It's a one-time thing. It just happens a lot. Walk with me, and we will see what we have got. Footsteps are ticking like water dripping from a tree, walking a hairline and stepping very carefully. Soon it will hit the deep freeze.
The synth and the guitar is very 80s sound, right? Not saying it's a bad thing. Even the fretless bass, frankly.
And something is cracking.
It's this delivery, right? Her delivery
Ice
here.
On the sidewalk, brittle branches in the air. The sun is blinding, dizzy golden dancing green through the park in the afternoon, wondering where the hell I have been.
Nice. Nice. Oh, yeah, that's it. There it is. It's nice. I like it. I mean, I already know because I've done enough and I've heard enough of her that I'm like, I'm probably going to like this album. That's where I'm walking into it like that. I'm probably going to, again, I could be wrong, right? I think that her delivery on the, whatever you would call it, the verse parts is interesting, but is that pretentious? Is that considered pretentious? I'm not really sure. It's kind of like, setting a character. And in that way, it's a little bit of theater. In that way, it's also a little bit of like singer-songwriter. You can think of like Bob Dylan or something like that. But she's just setting a character. And also the other thing is like, her voice is obviously a major part of this, which I frankly like. I like it. It is plain. All right. I've said that before. Her voice is kind of plain. I'm not saying that as a negative thing, but there's not a lot of, it just sounds like her speaking voice, right? It sounds like her speaking voice with pitch, which I kind of like. There's not like vibrato. It's just very plain. But again, I like it. I have no problem with her voice. I can see and get how some people would not be as into it. They want their singers more like singing, like they're singing, like it's like there's more of a push and move of air and maybe some movement within there. Instead, she's very just like her sound is just very like it's just talking, and she doesn't have this big voice. It sounds like it's just like this kind of like small voice, but it just goes straight, and that's it. But yeah, again, I like it. I think it's nice. What else?
It's a one.
I think the production is fine. It's definitely 80s, right? That, like I said, the keys and the guitar, and I would even say the fretless bass just sounds very 80s, right? When I think of like fretless bass 80s, I think of like Pino Palladino.
Very carefully.
Yeah, when she's singing like this, it's nice. Using her voice in with the harmony. Yeah, this is nice.
My heart is broken. It's worn out and
I mean, this is almost like poetry slam. Like this whole delivery is very, and that also bringing back the whole New York, LA thing. Very New York, right? This is very poetry slam. And again, that's not to say that they don't have that in Los Angeles, right? It's just, to me, it feels more New York than Los Angeles. Like just when I hear it, it just comes off that way. It's hard to describe a little bit, but I feel like I'm right. Is that pretentious? Okay. All right. I like it. I think it's very nice, right? It's very nice. It's an interesting start in terms of this is your first time, her first drop, her first debut, the first thing that you're hearing from this new artist. And you get this, like, I'll say again, like poetry slam type delivery right off the bat. You're kind of like, okay. And it definitely gives singer-songwriter-y vibe, right? You're okay. This is singer-songwriter Suzanne Vega. Okay. We'll see where she goes from this. Up next is Freeze Tag, and I'll catch you then. Later.